Make your way onto your back. Bend the knees, arms by your side, and allow yourself to settle in and get comfortable here. Just going to take a little bit of a minute or two to really find your way into the body. Notice the physical body, noticing any sensations that might be there and how your body feels in this current moment. Noticing your breathing, the inhale and the exhale. Noticing where you feel the breath and how it feels to breathe right now. And just let yourself stay here in stillness, just noticing, observing, watching, just letting yourself be here. Gently now, bring your knees into your chest. Lightly support and hold them there. You might enjoy a gentle roll from side to side, offering a light massage into the back, a little bit of light pressure into the vertebrae of the spine. Just see how that feels. Now let the knees move away from the belly and then draw them in. Let the knees move away from the belly and then draw them towards you. Do this a few more times. Knees moving away from the belly and knees and thighs pressing into the belly. And allow that perhaps to be coordinated and synchronized with your breath, the inhale and the exhale. Keeping the shoulders soft and the jaw relaxed. And now very gently release the knees and bring the feet down onto the ground and let yourself settle in there. Then taking the arms up and back, just lifting them up and lowering them down. Perhaps as you lift the arms on an inhale, and perhaps as you lower the arms on an exhale. Just noticing how it feels in the shoulders and the arms. See if perhaps the arms get a sense of floating up away from the ground and then floating down. Just see how that feels. Next time, you bring the arms down, bring the knees in and hug the knees in. As you take the arms up and back, extend the legs up to the sky, and then bend the knees and bring the hands down. Taking the arms up and back, and draw the knees in and hold and support the knees. Taking the arms up and back, bending the knees, hugging the knees to you. And then again, arms up and back, and drawing the knees in. Let the feet come onto the ground just for a moment. Take the arms up and away, and as you do so, lift the hips off the ground. As you bring the arms down, hips down, knees into your chest. Release the feet onto the ground, take the arms up and back, and lift the pelvis. Then lower the pelvis down, and bring the knees into the chest. One more, lifting the hips away from the ground, and then lowering down, knees into the chest. Release the feet onto the ground. Pause for a moment, and then gently roll onto your side and make your way up to all fours, hands under the shoulders, knees under the hips. Keeping the pelvis still, let the shoulders roll gently from side to side. Tailbone stay still, just the shoulders gently rolling. Might help for the nose to be pointing downwards. You're just getting a sense of a rolling movement across the upper back. Allow the movements to be nice and slow. As you now let the tailbone move gently from side to side. then coming right back in to the center. Following your breath, draw the hips back to the heels and lift up. Just going to take a little bit of time here, drawing the weight back to the heels and lifting up. See what feels best with your breath here. Perhaps on an exhale as the hips go back, and perhaps on an inhale as you come back up to all fours. Just explore what feels most comfortable, what feels really like it facilitates and supports the body. Take a moment to pause. Now slide the right leg back and slide the knee in, let the foot find the ground and press the hips back to the heels. Slide the leg back out again and draw the knee in, foot finds the ground and press back. And maybe one more time, leg slides back, knee in, foot finds the ground and the hips move back. Bring the right leg back and then let the knee land and gently switch sides. Where the foot lands can be anywhere that feels most comfortable to you. Anywhere that's kind of behind the knee and anywhere that feels like it's causing no strain on the back or the hips. Let's do that one more time. And then bring the knee down. Now bend the right knee and bring the foot onto the ground. Tuck into this sort of sprinter shape. And using both legs, pressing the back heel onto the ground and pressing into the front foot. So lift up and then release it down. So you're lifting the pelvis and then lowering the hips down. And really use the legs here. Back foot presses into the ground. Front foot's like a gas pedal, just pressing into the earth. Just pause here for a moment. And then come down and gently switch sides. Left foot forward, heels lined up with your knee, back foot's tucked under. And again, press through the feet into the earth. That front knee may well be bent, doesn't matter. And you could also put some blocks under the hands if that made that feel a little bit more accessible for you. Let's do one more. And pause there. And then gently bring the knee down. Bring the leg back. Now we're going to do the same, but this time coming up a little bit higher. And it might be helpful for you to have a chair to put the hands on, because in case this feels a little bit wobbly and unstable, feet in the same position, but coming all the way up, almost to standing. Knee down. Same as the action of the back foot and the front foot. Both feet really working into the ground. Building up some strength in the legs and building up a little bit of balance. Pause for a moment there, just at the top, and then bring the knees down and gently switch sides. Of course, you don't have to have a chair. If it feels okay without the chair, then it could just be that you come up to stand as I'm showing here now. Whichever variation works for you is absolutely fine. And then just pause. Bring the knees down and take the leg back. And it might be useful to have a blanket or a rug for this next part that you can fold up to a thickness that I'm showing here, that you can get the heels on top of. Toes are on the ground, just the heels. And you can let the pelvis lower down and lift up, just sort of moving in and out of a squat. And it's not really about where you get to here, but just exploring that. And you could even have the heels could be even higher. They may even be off the ground. Really doesn't matter. In fact, just to sort of see what that would look like without the blanket, you can. Just kind of exploring a little bit of movement into a forward fold and into a gentle squat. Coordinating breath, inhaling and exhaling. Lift the back leg and just bend that standing leg. Bring the foot down, lift the other back leg, and again bend the standing leg. Maybe waking up these legs now. Bring the right leg down. Give the legs a little bit of a shake. And slowly make the legs stand. So, coming to stand, let's take a moment to get used to the feet here. So rock forward and back the feet, just noticing your feet into the earth. And then let them settle. Just a little bit of a rock through the feet. Arms might swing with you. And now shift the weight onto one leg, any leg, and let the other leg be as relaxed as it can, and just be there and breathe. How does it feel to have the weight on one leg? And shift the leg onto the other side, the other leg. And just notice your breath. And then bring both feet squarely onto the ground. And again, a little bit of a rock and a roll around the feet, really allowing the feet to land fully into the earth, getting the feet to really sink and spread into the earth. And then start to softly bounce into the knees. Let the arms swing. Just a gentle bounce through the whole of the body. Be mindful of breath, inhale and exhale. And now, a little bit of rotation, swinging across the body, and the opposite heel can lift off the ground. You can do this as gently and slowly or as vigorously as you like, whatever feels most comfortable for you. Now take the feet a little bit wider, and then just start to shift the weight from one leg to the other leg. And as you do so, maybe moving the hips either in a circle or in what might feel like a figure of 8. Just shifting the weight from side to side. Maybe getting weight into that foot, into that leg. And there's a little bit of movement into the hips. Arms can move with you. All of the spine can move with you. And maybe we can start to bring a little bit more weight from side to side. Bending one knee and bending the other knee. Doesn't really matter how much the knee bends, just get a little bit of movement from side to side. And slowly come to center and fold forward. You might bring the hands onto a chair or onto a bed or onto a sofa. Anything that helps give you a little bit more lift here. Is going to move through a couple of twists, one hand down and lifting an arm. And it could help to have a little bit of lift under the fingers. You could have them on a chair or a block. Whatever gives you the most ease of movement. Just one more. And then settle there. Walk the feet together gently. And slide up through your spine to stand. And sweep the arms to the sky. Pelvis can move forward a little bit. And then slowly bend the knees and fold forward. Keep the knees bent. Lift the chest away from the thighs. And then straighten the legs. Let's do that again. Take the arms up. Let the hips move forward. As you fold forward, bend the knees. Just let the head release. Keep the knees bent as you lift the chest. And straighten the legs. Let's do that once more. Bring the arms all the way up. Let the hips move forward. And gently fold forward. Letting the momentum of the breath lift you and the strength in the legs to help you fold forward into this fast forward fold. And letting yourself come down now onto the ground. And slowly from there, making your way onto your back. Knees are bent, feet are on the ground. Just a little pause. Do a little bit of back bending here. So arms lift. Lift perhaps just the tailbone off the ground. And lower it down. Arms lift up and back, and maybe tailbone and perhaps lumbar spine, the lower back, might lift with you. So really incrementally lifting more of your spine off the mat each time. See how it feels. You could choose to keep this incredibly light or taking all off the back as it lifts off the ground. Bring the knees into the chest, pause and hold the knees there. Just allowing the breath to be nice and smooth. And then bring the feet down onto the ground. Let the knees roll to the left and take the arms away from the body. It might be more comfortable to support the knees with a cushion between the knees or under the knees. Whatever feels most comfortable for you, but allow yourself to explore it a little. And just let the knees come back to center. And then very gently take the knees the other way. Again, you might want to support them with a cushion. You might even want to support something under their head. Of course, that would be fine as well. Bringing the knees back to center. And then allow the legs to slide out down the mat. Resting the arms by your side as we come into our final resting place, Shavasana. Depending on how much time you have today, feel free to stay here for a little bit longer than this video allows. See how it feels. Just letting the body relax into the ground, letting the body and the contact points finding earth, allowing the breath to come soft and gentle. As I say, if you have more time, feel free to stay here. Otherwise, bend the knees, roll over to your side. And as you come up to a seated position, let the head come up last. And perhaps just let yourself find cross-legged or kneeling to seal your practice for today.